Hey guys, Yoda Code 43 here today with another car review for you. Today I've got the keys to this 2020 Chevrolet Bolt EV. First we'll do a little walk around of the car so you can see the style. This color is called Oasis Blue. Not sure how well it shows up on camera. Looks a bit more blue to me looking at it here, but in person it has a bit of a green tinge to it. Really a light turquoise. Pretty wild color, it stands out. I like bright colored cars, so this is appealing to me. This is Chevrolet's first mass market all-electric vehicle. It's larger than a Chevrolet Spark, similar in size to a Chevrolet Sonic or a Cruze on the inside, but dimensionally a bit shorter on the outside. Makes great use of space for its size. Give you some close-ups. The Bolt EV logo on the front fenders. Right here is your charge port. Works just like a typical push gas door. Competition for this car is actually kind of few and far between at this size point. Tesla Model Y just released and is, I think, a little bit larger on the inside. Model 3 is more car than wagon. This has more of a wagon hatchback shape, as you'll see when I open up the doors and whatnot to look around. But it has nice clean lines. The taillights have this very interesting zigzag style design to them. They're all LED when they light up, as you'll see in a little bit. Reverse lights and turn signals are down here in the bumper. Rear view camera and maybe also a camera mirror if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check that out on the inside. Trunk release is directly above here on the right side of the camera. Black badging for the Chevrolet logos. Has a floating roof design with this piece here that kind of emulates glass. Five-lug aluminum wheels, 17-inch, I believe. Let me check that. Yes, they are. 215/50 17-inch tires. These chrome plates along the bottom of the door are a nice touch. Keyless entry from the front doors here. This car also has blind spot monitoring. Right here on the edge of the mirror, you can see it. These really interesting A-pillar sail panel windows, which great for visibility on the inside, that's for sure. And you'll notice these wipers are opposed direction to each other. They flip up to the sides of the window opposite each other. It's interesting. The headlights have these strip of LEDs for daytime running lights, and then our high intensity discharge HID bulbs here. No fog lights to note here. I also notice it has a front view camera. It has a 360 system for parking. So now let's check out the lighting situation. LED flashing lights on the mirrors for turn signals. LED markers, incandescent turn signals in the front bumper. The HID headlight bulbs and LED running lamps. LED side markers in the rear. These are the running lamps. So it has this bright section that's lit all the time when the lights are on, and then these are your running lamps, and then also brake lamps as well. They brighten up when you step on the brakes. Turn signals down below, as I noted before. Also the Bolt EV badge here on the back. Pretty interesting little details in itself. This Premier model also has roof rails, which you can attach crossbars or various other accessories to. Your satellite radio antenna here as well. Now we'll go over the window sticker quick here. Oasis blue, dark galvanized gray interior. This is probably the way I'd have it if I were going to own one of these. Total price $44,355, but they've got a lot of incentives right now. Here it is, December 2020, and this car, I believe the price on their website with all the incentives right now is $35,400 and something dollars. I'll note it here. Options wise, this has fast charging provisions, the infotainment package with the better sound system, and then IntelliBeam lamps, which automatically switch between low beam and high beam when oncoming traffic is detected. The black bow tie emblems, the floor liners, all-weather cargo mat. Yeah, this is exactly how I'd have this car. I was looking it up ahead of time. 118 mile per gallon E, 127 city, 108 highway. Range certified 259 miles, which I believe this car's probably fully charged or very close to it. Shows about 235 right now. Now we'll turn off the lights. Check out the trunk and under the hood. Sound of the doors to note there. Pretty decent. And the rears. Hopefully this audio is coming through okay. We're running through my new microphone now. My Comica CVM WS50, which is pretty cool. So the main battery unit is here. The motor and, well, transmission in this case are right here. Coolant, windshield washer fill, another coolant fill here. Brake fluid up top here. There's a lot about this car I don't quite understand yet, but that's okay. Fuse box over here as well. Curb weight of this car, I believe, is somewhere in the realm of about 3,400 pounds. That's only because it contains a lot of batteries. It might actually be a little bit more than that. I'll make sure to note that here. Also interesting is this glass in the back. It just kind of ends here with there's a piece of trim on the end of it, but the entirety of the rear hatch, the rear face of the car opens, which is strange because there's no taillights left over. Trunk space is adequate for a compact car. I definitely think this is a compact, definitely not a mid-size. Extra storage underneath here, and there's your charging cable. Operator error. Nice handle, grab handle up here for the trunk. No power lift gate option here. Like I say, this is the Premier. It's the top level trim. So now we'll check out the inside, as well as the key here really quick while I'm thinking about it. Nothing special. It's just a general Chevrolet key with your unlock, lock, your remote start, or in this case, remote power to get your heated seat and stuff going in the winter, or air conditioning in the summer, whatever you leave it set at. Or it might have automatic settings, if I'm honest. The door has this really interesting geometric texturing to it. You can see it up close here. That runs across the entirety of the dash. Standard issue controls on the door. Bose 7-speaker audio system. The design of the seats, they're designed pretty interestingly. They're not symmetrical. They have these lines that run across and kind of connect the seats to look as though they are one. That also happens on the back of the seat as well as the bottom. Now we'll take a seat in here. I'm a big person. I'm not a lightweight. I'm 5'10", average height, but I have long legs. Oh, interesting animation in here too. That's pretty interesting to me. Plug in to charge, and then that tells you how much mileage is left on this battery, 235 miles. First thing I would change in here is change the interior bulbs from incandescents to LEDs to help save more power. I realize it's a minuscule change, but hey, anything helps. Fit and finish is pretty solid. The panel gaps here are really good. Large, but consistent. That's what matters. It's a large, flat dashboard with a long reach for the bottom of the windshield if you ever have to clean it. God forbid. No sunroof in this vehicle. I don't think they even offer one. Typical reading lamps. Visors. Not lit on the mirrors, but hey. They are sliders. Always a fan of that. And yes, I am correct. This is the rear view camera mirror. I don't think it'll turn on without the car being on, no, but I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Climate control vents, nicely integrated. These ones just ride right off of the gauge cluster pod, which is a nice touch. Large screen in here. I believe it's about 9.5 inches across. I'll have to look that up. Controls are laid out pretty simply. Your basic radio controls are here. All your climate controls have hard buttons here. There's a sport mode I just realized, which I'll have to try on the drive. Hazard lamps, your traction control. Then the shifter, which is GM's electric shifter. Push button for park, but there's a button on the side for shifting in and out of gears. You push that, pull back for drive, push forward and left for reverse, and just push forward for neutral. Electric parking brake. I believe this is a wireless charging caddy, but don't quote me on that. I don't see a marking for it anywhere. Your auxiliary in and some USB ports right here. A sliding armrest, which is nice. Small center console area. Steering wheel is pretty standard issue GM. This one's heated. This is your adaptive cruise control following distance. Actually, this one probably adjusts your distance. This is just to turn it on. Your radio station favorites up here. Your automatic headlamps are controlled here. Dimmer switch for gauges here. Headlight control here. Tilt and telescoping wheel. And then here's the magic power button for turning on the vehicle. So we're going to do that now. Foot on the brake. GM's typical door bong. All right. So you have multiple different things you can look at here on the dashboard. Turn that down. Average speed, tire pressures, tripometer, etc.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Thank you, OnStar. This is a little different than GM's typical infotainment system. I'm not quite familiar with it. But it looks like, so this is your apps page here. You can go into your camera mode at any time, so now you can see what that's like. 360 camera over here, rear view camera here, nice and high definition, looks good. You can project your phone, your smartphone up to this screen, or iPad, or whatever you like. Low power mode, okay, to help save your battery. This tells you where your climate's at. There's not actually a separate screen for climate. You just can turn your various things on here or turn it completely off, which is, of course, nice. Heated seats down in the corner. A lot of the stuff is electronic that I wouldn't want to be electronic. I wanted to have hard buttons. A little storage caddy here for a phone. PowerPoint right here. Lots of extra storage down here in the bottom. 2 cup holders. Glove box. Nice and well dampened. Feels a bit on the cheap side. Sounds a bit on the cheap side. But such is life. And so, yes, rear view camera mirror. These are amazing. The definition is so good I can read what's on that truck and on the gas station back there. That's pretty awesome. Oh, our range went up. We're up to 245 miles now. Sweet. Well, at this point, we're going to buckle up and go for a drive and talk about it. Okay. So, button on the side, pull back. We're in drive. You heard the car lock. It says ready in the bottom corner. So we're going to give it a shot. We're just going to leave this all off for now. Okay. It's so strange not having any noise to go off of. So strange. This is literally well, I've only gone about a mile in the car so far, so these are as close to first driving impressions as you're going to get. I don't know if you can hear the hum of it at all through the audio, but it's pretty interesting to say the least. You can hear the transmission speed up and slow down. There's also kind of this ethereal hum that you hear at all times. Very strange sensation. But honestly, it drives like a normal car otherwise, unless you give it the boot. The thing really has some guts. The visibility is stellar out of all the corners. There's a little blind spot in the back, but seriously not bad. Hopefully I'll have an opportunity to get a 0 to 60 in here, if possible, but not yet. We're in a busy area. Everything otherwise just feels like a normal car. I mean, the feel of the buttons, the layout of the buttons is all normal. It's just there's no engine noise to be had. Super, super weird. I notice you can see the body color and the door frame here. Not exactly a top trim car. I mean, yes, this is the top trim of this car, but it's kind of designed as an economy electric EV car for the mass market. I'm seeing them on the used market with 20 to 30,000 miles for less than $20,000. Not even sure why you'd buy one new when you can buy one with pretty few miles on it for pretty reasonable money. But I know for 2020 that they increased the range certification, so there's that to note as well. I think it was somewhere in the 220s or around 220 miles before, and now it's certified for, as I said off the sticker, 259 miles. Finally have an opportunity to do my little 0 to 60 here. So we're going to come to a full stop. We're in sport mode, I think. Sport mode on. Here we go. That was significantly faster than I thought it was going to be. That's hilarious. Oh man, I really enjoyed that. If you noticed, the gauge cluster changed from green when you're driving efficiently to yellow to let you know, hey, you're using up some power here. There's no noise. It's so strange to me. Oh man. I like how it rides. I especially like how it delivers power now. It's instantaneous. It's great. Pretty sure that sport mode also makes it more well, obviously less efficient, more punchy, or makes the throttle response more punchy. Pretty interesting. I think I was actually fighting for traction there. I punched it at 20 miles an hour. Crazy. Well, I hope the audio is coming through really well. It's extremely quiet in here, so there's no reason why it shouldn't, especially with the new microphone. But this 2020 Chevy Bolt EV Premier, it's a pretty interesting vehicle. This is my first time driving an all-electric car. I don't even think I've driven a hybrid in my life, and I've driven a lot of cars, but they've all been gas-powered. But it's spacious, makes great use of its small footprint. It's I know I keep saying it's weird, but it's unlike anything I've ever driven before. It's punchy. It handles really well because of the low center of gravity from all the batteries being in the floor. There's ample space in the back for, a kid's seat or anything like that. The visibility is really good. Yeah, I really like it. It's something I would definitely consider buying. And who knows? I might buy one. We will see. Hope you guys are enjoying my videos. I'm trying to make them better and better. Like I say, I've got some new tools to use on future videos. This microphone is one of them. A little harder to whip out the gimbal when you're just kind of going to test drive cars, unless I talk to someone at the dealership ahead of time, and tell them what I'm up to. This is where I want to go. Regenerative braking, I believe, is also new for these cars for 2020. Pretty handy. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Stay tuned. Lots more to come. Like, comment, subscribe, and suggest other vehicles you'd like to see on the channel. I'm going to keep doing these for fun. I'm going to keep them pretty raw like I do because it's just how it is. It's the way I intend to do things. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.